Alright, welcome again to another post-school math video. So we are going to be continuing with question 1 and trying to simplify this and make sure that you understand it very well. Guys, this is very easy to understand so long as you follow the steps that I show you and you practice and practice and practice math as much as possible. Now, if you're going to be using the methods that I'm going to be showing you, make sure that you practice those methods so that you won't confuse them with the ones that you're learning from school. So make sure that you practice this. There is no reason not to understand this. This is very, very easy, guys. All right, so then let me show you how to do this. This is solving for x and y, solving simultaneous equations. Right, you're going to be doing this even in grade 12, solving simultaneous equations. All right, so then how do you solve simultaneously? Okay, so guys, it's very simple. You always take the easier equation and make, whether you make x or y the subject of the formula, and then you plug in to the more complex formula. Simple to complex every time, guys. That's all you need to do. All right, so if you're looking at this and saying you have 4x minus y equals 3, and if you're looking at this, which one you must make the subject of the formula? So it's easy to see that y is easier to make the subject of the formula because x is not alone. Actually, you have 4x, okay? But for y you just have negative 1y, which is easier to work with. So what I will do is I'll make y the subject of the formula by taking y to the other side, and then you have 4x, and then take 3 to the other side equals to y. Okay, so this is how you can make y the subject of the formula, by just taking y to the other side to be positive, because remember, a variable is a subject of the formula when it has a coefficient of 1 and it is positive. So like y is equals to x is equals to z is equals to, so that is when the variable is the subject of the formula. Okay, so if you do this and say 4x equals to 3 plus y, now this is not, x here is not the subject of the formula when you're doing it like that. X will be the subject of the formula when you start to divide by 4 and you leave x to be alone like this. Now this will be your subject of the formula. Now as you can see, this is more complex than that. So the easier method is to take and to make y the subject of the formula rather than making x the subject of the formula. All right, so then let's just do that. And then, as I said, you make variable here the subject of the formula, and then you plug into the more complex. Okay, then let's plug into the more complex. So we have y squared minus 2xy plus 1. So what are we going to be doing here? We are going to be taking y, here's y, and we are going to be substituting this everywhere where there is y. Okay, so instead of having y, we are now going to have 4x minus 3 instead of y, since we know that y is equals to that. Okay, make y substitute of the formula and then plug into the more complex. So let's do that. So instead of y, we are now going to have 4x minus 3 for this one. Okay, and here instead of y, we're going to have 4x minus 3 plus 1 equals to 0. And then you solve for x. Okay, then let's solve for x. You can open up two brackets for this question, or you can just use the technique that was learned in grade 9, which is to square the first term inside the bracket and get 16x squared, and then multiply this and then multiply by 2, which is going to be minus 24x, then plus 9. But you can always open up two brackets and say 4x minus 3, 4x minus 3, and then say this, going to get that, you know, like that, and then you'll end up having this. Okay, yeah, so it's very simple and straightforward. And then you multiply this times that and get negative 8x this times that, and get plus 6x, and then plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so this is going to be 16x squared negative 24x minus 8x plus 6x. So now these are like terms: negative 24x, negative 8x plus 6x, meaning you can add them or minus these numbers. So negative 24, okay, negative 24 minus 8 plus 6. You can only do that, you can only add their coefficients because they are all the same, x, okay. But 16x squared is a different thing, so you cannot add it to this. So that's negative 26x. Now you cannot say 16 minus 26 because this is x squared, this is x, so they are not the same. Just always remember that. 9 plus 1, that is 10, equals to 0. All right. Okay, so this is going to be 8x minus 5 equal to 0, or x equals to 1, which is 8x equals to 5. Divide by that, x equals to 1. Okay, so you have x equals to 5 over 8, or x is equal to 1. Now you must take this back now to your equation. You had y equals to 4x minus 3. Okay, so it's a matter of saying at x is equal to 1, y is equal to 4, 1 minus 3, which is going to be 1. At x equals to 5 over 8, y is going to be 4, 5 over 8 minus 3, which is going to be 5 over 2 minus 3. 5 over 2 minus 3 is going to be negative half. Okay, so these are the values. So when x is 1, y is 1. Alright, then when x is 5 over 8, and also y will be negative half. Right guys, if you got any value from this, make sure that you like the video, follow us if you are watching this on Instagram, or subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, so that you can get other videos more like this. And please comment if you have any questions. Please make sure that you leave that in the comment section, and we'll try to answer your questions as best as we can.